Hello. Welcome back to Module 1, Research as Inquiry. Today, we will go over Section 2, Developing a Research Focus. In this video, you will learn how to determine the direction of your research before developing a research question. If you have found numerous sources that are potentially related to your topic, and you cannot focus on one specific aspect, then it is time to narrow your topic. You might focus the topic using one or more characteristics such as an occurrence, which is an event within the context of the topic. Time, which in this context refers to the past, present, or future, or a specific era. Place, which might be Kansas, the United States, North America, or Asia. People, which could be adults, children, gender groups, nationalities, ethnicities, or physical characteristics. Perspective, which might be looking at things from an economic, ethical, historical, psychological, or political viewpoint. State the topic as a set of well-defined and specific core concepts. If the topic can be stated in 4 or 5 words, it is too broad. Instead, narrow the topic by using sentences in which the nouns and verbs articulate actions or relationships. Any ambiguity should be removed. Sometimes topics may become too narrow. There might not be enough reliable data to support your arguments, or you might need to broaden the topic or consider a different angle. Engage in background reading as necessary. Develop a list of questions to be addressed. Begin with the standard journalistic questions: who, what, when, and where. Focus mostly on how and why. You might consider the larger context. Why did your topic originate? How does the topic fit or function within a larger structure or system? You could consider the topic's history. How and why has the topic itself transformed over time? Consider the topic's potential groupings. How can your topic be categorized into types? How does your topic compare and contrast with similar topics? Reframe a positive, or why, question into a negative one such as why not? Consider speculative, or what if, questions. Remember, more questions may be suggested once you begin reading your sources. If a source makes an interesting claim, ask questions that might expand upon it. Ask questions that might support the same claim, but with new or updated evidence. Ask questions that run parallel to those that have been considered in the sources, and ask questions that seek to refute a claim in a source. As you begin to focus the research, keep a list of the information you anticipate needing. And consider the type or format of information that will be required. For class assignments, the audience will typically be instructors and peers, but keeping the audience in mind will help to hone the topic and develop the research question. Proceed under the assumption, regardless of whether it is true or false, that the audience has a general level of knowledge on the topic. You should neither omit key facts because they might already be aware, nor over-explain to the point where the reader is inundated with a flood of redundant information. Can you express the concepts you would like to study? Keep in mind, it is harder to make a specific topic or question more general. For example, you decided you want to write a paper about American presidents and prior experience. That is a pretty general topic, with a lot that can be discussed. Do you want to talk about political, military, or private sector experience? Will you look at presidents who were former governors or senators, retired generals, or businessmen or attorneys? The list could go on and on. So, we are going to refine our topic through several steps to a more focused version: the successes and failures of American presidents with a commercial background compared and contrasted with those trained in the legal profession. Of course, you can narrow further if you wish. You can go through this process for other types of topics. For instance, can you describe the time period or groups of people you hope to study? Is there a particular occurrence or place you could use as the centerpiece of your paper? Be aware you can get too specific, or you may not find enough reliable data to support your arguments. For instance, if your topic looks at American presidents who had previously worked as a mining engineer and later served as a cabinet secretary, you are going to find only one example. That's not enough for a good comparison and contrast of chief executives. Keep in mind, you can go through the same process previously described, only in reverse, until you arrive at an appropriately focused topic. Next time, we will move to framing a research question, hypothesis, or problem statement. Forming your research question will help you define the topic for which you are needing information. The assignment's criteria will guide you in knowing what to include or exclude. Until then, thank you for your time. If you want to learn more about the subjects we have discussed, here are the sources used for this section.